Not Cry is amazing. Oh my god, the story and everything. I mean, I've just completed part 1 and part 2 with edits will be coming soon. So overall, I'll say Not Cry is insane. Now the same goes for the characters, because in future, we're not just gonna have strong DPS, but we'll have overall strong sub DPS as well as supports, and one of them is Durin and the other is Columbina. So we're gonna touch on both of these character kits, release dates, and pretty much everything we know so far. So I do have some news about UGC as well as 6.1 Primo, so stay tuned for that as well. Okay, so now let's talk about Durin first. Let's touch up on his lore. Let's get to know about his origins or power level that we'll be experiencing in the gameplay. So basically, Durin is a dragon that was created by Daughter. Yeah, the same dragon that we saw in Dragonspine. Thanks to him, Dragonspine was created, by the way. Oh my god, bro, that was the most scariest region for me. Anyways, Durin was created before Cataclysm, and although he was a dragon blessed with immortality and immense powers, he loved to sing and write poems a lot. He's even mentioned somewhere that he wished he could tell how he was born and how majestic life is. Some philosophical things, of course. But it seems Durin's fate was sealed by corruption, where abyssal forces or greed or whatever the reason may be took over him, and thus he became evil. And after this, he was then defeated, slain, and destroyed by Dvalin along with Venti, who was known as Barbados. And after he was finished, his body fell onto the land, and thus Dragonspine was created. So many of us thought it was the end of the Durin, but nah, his blood remained. And yeah, indeed his blood corrupted Dvalin, by the way, which all started the 1.0 Archon quest. So I'd say these are some big lore bombs that basically give us a preview or power level idea of Durin. Then later, by a Hexencircle witch, he was converted into a mini Durin or a mini dragon form that we all thought was cute. And after that, in 5.6, the Paralogism quest, he was converted into a human by Albedo with some little help from Alice in order to destroy his destructive abilities or thoughts. Now, onto the tier unit, or let's just say power level of Durin as a playable character, because according to sources not that long ago, there was a big discussion on this, by the way. You can check the Beirut forums. Earlier, whoever's plan allegedly was to release Durin in 6.1 and then go for Nefer, so that players would have a sort of time to recuperate and regenerate and sort of, recover and get their Primo so that they can go crazy for Columbina. But because of some complications and lunar vape reactions, he was shifted to 6.2, and the uncles think that shifting him into 6.2 happened because he was a support. So yeah, I would say 6.1 he's been postponed to 6.2 because he's an excellent support. And oh, talking about his phase, well, I don't have a slightest idea about it, but guessing the patterns, I would say in the first phase itself, because there are talks about a potential New Viet rerun along with his skin. So yeah, dunno, maybe. Now, moving on to Durin's kit and everything we know so far, which is updated. So, according to DK2, he's debunked a rumor that was surrounding in the community that Durin will be a DPS, but nah, DK2 has clarified that Durin will not be a DPS, although he will have a certain ability of support. His main function would be to position himself as the sub DPS in the team. So yeah, to sum it up, 6.2 Durin, Pyro sub DPS with certain ability of support. Now, before talking about Columbina, we have two short updates about the UGC and 6.1 Primos. So according to calculations for Primo Gems, if you're an F2P, you would be getting, listen very carefully, you would be getting 70 fates along with 15 standard pulls. If you're a Welkin Moon player, you're getting 94 fates with 15 standard pulls. And if you're an Welkin Moon and a Battle Pass player, then 102 fates and the standard ones remain the same. So yeah, these are decent rewards, but I would say keep saving if you want Durin or Columbina or Nefer. Now, moving on to UGC news, something surprising has been told. I've got a news that we might get a separate currency in the UGC mode. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, we'll probably have a new currency that enables us to get cosmetics or even new characters. Additionally, the sources have said us that UGC is being taken very seriously by Hoyoverse, and so it's obvious and okay to expect a new sort of universe created within Genshin for the players. I would say more like mini Genshin. Now moving on to Columbina's kit that has been recently updated. So most of her attacks are said to be based on songs. Yeah, I'm not joking. Another source also discusses on the forums that harp will be her main weapon, and as I said in my previous videos, for the first time we might see like something that interacts with the environment, something just like that. Main takeaway is her weapon will be really special and will do something for the first time. Now some sources do say that the attack in her kit will depend on how much HP she has. So yeah, she will be scaled according to the HP. I think she will be a very known unit in the Hydro 5-star Catalyst segment that players will be able to use for a long time. Most importantly, she will be a main DPS, but obviously she'll be a very flexible unit. I mean, you can just use her as a sub DPS if you want to. So yeah, that's everything about Columbina's kit. Now the main question, when will be their release date? So for Columbina, she will be released in 6.3. I'm 90% sure she will be released in the first phase itself, so be ready with your Primo Gems. At least have a stock of 200 Fates. I'm not kidding, because I'm saying it again and again, she will be a really awesome character. Even her weapon will be really powerful, because according to my talk with a source, he's very clearly mentioned that Hoyoverse is taking this game in a really different and amazing direction. And if players want to get some effective damage and save their time, getting new characters in Notcry will be a crucial thing. Man, but you know what? Where the hell are my primos? I mean, I summon in 6.0 and then get dry in 6.1 and later phases. So yeah, this is a need to plan to save properly and then enjoy all the characters that you want and that you relate to. So that's basically it for today's video. Just wanted to give you all an updated news that's really fresh about Durin, Columbina, then UGC mode, and some Primo Gem updates. By the way, if you liked this info and if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It would make my day, and I'll be sure to keep you all updated on the latest and the best news. So, see you all in the next video with some interesting news. Until then, stay safe and stay picky.